Welcome into another episode of Action Talk. I'm Thomas Shafer, and I'm joined by my co-host Mark Saavedra. And it is November. It's election time. It's trade deadline time. Mark, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Last week I was out here giving picks as Batman. Now I got my No Shave November going on. It's going strong. Started a little early just to make sure it came out somewhat for the episode, but let's see how it goes, man. How you feeling about this Week 9 slate?
Oh, man, I'm excited for this Week 9 slate, man. There's a lot of good teams playing this weekend. And the first matchup, we got the Bears going to the Tennessee Titans. Titans 5.5-point favorite. Who do you like here, man?
This is a really rough one for me, honestly, because as I've been emphatically saying, I think Nick Foles is the worst quarterback in the NFL. But, God, do they have such a good defense. So I think I got to go with the Bears plus 5.5. Think Titans win the game, but I think we might see Mitchell Trubisky this game. So hopefully he comes in, brings a sign of life out of this offense, and they cover that at 5.5. Hopefully a backdoor cover late. What about you, Thomas? How you feeling?
Well, for your sake, I hope Mitchell Trubisky comes in because I think Cam Newton's the worst quarterback in the NFL right now, and Nick Foles is like right behind him. So I think for your sake, you need Mitchell Trubisky out there to come in halftime. I think the Titans cover this easy, 5.5 points. Derrick Henry, best running back in the NFL. Bears defense is good, but it's not great against the run. And I think Ryan Tannehill is going to come back and prove that, he's not as bad as he was last weekend. That was Tannehill of the Miami Dolphins, not Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said I'm definitely rolling with Titans money line. I might take an alternate line like -2. I just think plus 5.5 is too much. With as bad as Nick Foles has been, this team has kept it like they're just tight in every game. I mean, they took it to OT against the Saints. Are you kidding me? Like, how many times did they give Nick Foles a chance? And I just think that, like I said, if Trubisky comes in, he's coming in with a fire. He's got to prove a point. I think this is the week he comes in because we've just seen too much bad play from Nick Foles, throwing off the back foot, throwing to double, triple coverage. Like, that's my thing with Nick Foles. I understand you think Cam Newton is the worst, but Cam's skipping balls. So, I mean, yes, he fumbled last week and fumbled in a crucial time, but my goodness, Nick Foles is consistently throwing into double coverage. Like, what? Just low percentage throws. Ugh, sorry.
I mean, I know you used to be a PFF guy. That used to be your employer over there, but if you look at the stats, man, I know that's a stat-driven organization you used to work for. Cam Newton's stats are freaking pathetic. If you were playing Madden and simulating your season, you would already have benched this guy. He's terrible.
I mean, yeah, in Madden, in fantasy, if I was Bill Belichick, yeah, I definitely would have pulled out Stidham by now, but for some reason they're still rolling Cam, and they're just going to keep making excuses, which I think is the most pathetic thing from who we consider the GOAT of head coaches in the NFL. So if Tom Brady goes out and wins Super Bowl and shows some success has some success and goodness without Belichick, man, we might need to start questioning Bill. So that's that. Let me not pound too much on the Bills' dead drum. But moving on to our next game. From a struggling quarterback in Nick Foles to the MVP frontrunner, we've got Russell Wilson going into Buffalo, the 3-point favorites. How you think about this one, Thomas?
You said on our show to start the season and our pregame show or preseason show that Russell Wilson was going to be the MVP. And right now, if the season ended today, he would be the MVP. And that's what I got to roll with. -3. That's easy. I said that he was going to have a bounce-back game last week, and he did. He looked great. He looked like he was a couple weeks ago. He's the MVP, man. I don't know how you can go with Josh Allen in this one.
Yeah, same. I mean, Josh Allen has been struggling. And like I was telling you in the beginning of the season, man, like there's a lot of hype around Josh Allen when he was playing all the bad teams and looking good against them. I understand he's going against one of the worst defenses this week in the Seattle Seahawks, but Russell Wilson going against the middle of the pack defense in the Bills, yeah, I trust Russell Wilson. And they're able to get the ball rolling, whether it's running the ball with a number of their options. It doesn't matter. I mean, they even have Carlos Hyde running the ball for them. They got DK going on. DK, goodness, not DK. They got DK Metcalf, going off 1 week. Tyler Lockett going off 1 week. If we can get him going off in the same week, my goodness, they'll score 100 points. So got to roll the MVP. Love Ross here in this situation. -3 is an easy bet for me, man.
Let me defend Josh Allen for a second. He has one of the worst rush games in the NFL, so he's got nobody behind him helping him. He literally is the run offense. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are a joke of a backfield. And I don't know. I have to defend him. I know he hasn't been great. He hasn't been good. Great. He hasn't been good the last 2 weeks. He hasn't thrown a touchdown in 3 weeks against the Chiefs. That was the last time he threw an actual touchdown. But I gotta go with the Seahawks. But I'm just gonna defend my boy Josh Allen.
All right, defend him all you want, man. Like I said, my boy is Russell Wilson. I'm sticking with him this week. And I don't know. People were saying Josh Allen had a chance at MVP, which I laughed at. Enough of that. Now we've got our second annual Battle of the GOATs. Thomas, we've got Drew Brees going down to Tampa Bay to face Tom Brady and them boys. The Bucs are minus 5.5 in this one. How you feeling about this Battle of the GOATs?
I took the Bears. I took the Bucs in the beginning of the season, and that was probably a bad choice. But I'm gonna roll with them again. Minus 5.5. We got AB returning to the NFL. Antonio Brown, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL history. Out of the last 10 years, this guy was the best receiver in the NFL, and we think that he's going to step on the field and be the same, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I said this the other day. I had people looking at me like I had 4 eyes, but as soon as he suits up, like once the jersey's on the pads, he's got the helmet on, top 3 receiver in the NFL. I mean, it's him, D-Hop, and Julio. If you want to scramble around however you want, great. But a couple of weeks, AB is probably going to be number 1 because there's no way that you can double him in this offense, and you can't double Mike Evans or Godwin or anyone else. So I think AB is going to be climbing up to that number 1 spot sooner rather than later.
Don't forget Gronk out there. He's looked great in the last 3 weeks. The Bears, or why do I keep saying the Bears? The Bucs defense is second in the NFL in sacks, and Drew Brees looks shot out like I've been thinking and saying this whole season, and I think they're just going to get after him, and this one should be pretty easy to cover 5.5 points. I don't know. Did you end up giving your pick? I don't know if I asked you.
No, I didn't, but I'm definitely telling you, going with the Bucs. I faded them last time. Didn't like them, but now with what I've seen up until the midway point of the season, I got to go with Tom Brady, man. I love this offense. Drew Brees is dead last in terms of air yards traveled through per pass, That's pathetic. He's at 5.5 yards. So imagine him trying to dink and dunk on this defense. It's just not going to work out. I mean, you saw when the Giants tried doing it on Monday night, it didn't work out. The only way you can really beat this defense is if you're able to push the ball down the field. And we know Drew Brees can't do that. He throws ducks. So if he's trying to dink and dunk, he's going to get batted. He's going to get sacked. I mean, bad things are going to happen for Drew Brees. So I don't think there's any way that they stay close in this one. Rolling the Bucs minus 5.5.
Yes, so your best bet has been on fire recently. So who do you got this week for your best bet?
Like I was saying emphatically, man, got to roll my guy, Russell Wilson, -3. I know I already gave the pick on the show, guys, but that's just the best bet of the week. I mean, I would say Steelers spread, but it's off the board right now, pending a couple of things. So I would say Steelers spread, but got to go with the Seahawks and Russell Wilson.
I'm going to be a homer this week and go with the Vikings -4. They looked great against the Green Bay Packers. Dalvin Cook ran wild, and the defense looked pretty good with a bunch of guys out of the secondary that had COVID or whatever other injury issues they had. The little patchwork defense was pretty solid against Aaron Rodgers, so I don't think they're going to have an issue with Matthew Stafford and the Lions. The Lions' rush offense is bottom of the NFL, not 32, but it's like 29. It's bad. So I think the Vikings' schedule is kind of easy coming up, so they could get on a little bit of a win streak after a really, really rough start. So Vikings -4, best bet of the week.
I love them too this week. I definitely slammed the Vikings. Not my best bet, excuse me. My underdog for this week is going to be the Broncos +170. I love what I saw of Drew Lock. He's back. He's healthy. And I know Cortland Sutton has been there, but my God, he's looking great with Hamler and Judy. It doesn't matter which running back they got in, whoever's drinking or not drinking, doing stuff. I mean, they're looking good on offense, and the defense is pretty good, so I trust them against this Falcons team. I know the Falcons have been hot lately. I think they're getting a little too much value, so rolling with the Broncos money line +170. What about you, Thomas? Who's your favorite underdog this week?
So my favorite underdog the last 3 weeks is hit. So if you've been tailing me, we're going to take all that money that we netted and we're going to put it all on the Jets to win, get their first win of the season against the New England Patriots. Cam Newton's, like I said, the worst quarterback in the NFL. His attitude is still the same, and it's not going to get any better. Bill Belichick's out there complaining, saying, oh, we paid certain guys, we don't have salary cap, making all these kinds of excuses. And I don't think the Jets are going to go 0-16. And I think they get their first win of the season this weekend. I think it's their best chance because if you look at their schedule, it isn't very easy coming up. So I think this is the time for them to win. Jets plus 255.
And it just makes sense, right? It's just a Jet win. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They don't really need this game. I mean, they're really trying to get Trevor Lawrence. Like, they should commit to that. But I wouldn't doubt if Adam Gase went out and tried making a statement. So I like that pick. I'm definitely rolling the Jets plus 7 in that one. And let me go ahead and break out my teaser. I love these juicy 6-point teasers. 6-1 odds. I got the Chiefs at minus 4.5. Pushing the Colts back to plus 3. Bears plus 11.5. Got the Texans at minus 1. Saints plus 11.5. And those Broncos at plus 10. Seems pretty safe to me, man. Let's make some money. What do you got, Thomas?
So I love that pick with the Chiefs 4.5. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Chiefs 4.5, Washington plus 3, Seahawks plus 3, Bucks 0.5 point, Titans 0.5 point, and Vikings plus 2.
Man, I love that. I mean, so far we've been giving out some pretty solid picks. I think I'm tailing everything. Got to go with the Titans money line in that first one, but so far everything sounds good, man. And let me break out my 3-leg parlay. This week I'm going with the Chiefs minus 10.5. Like I said, I love the Seahawks at minus 3. And whenever they're on the board, you got to go with the Steelers spread. I don't care what it is. It could be minus 20. Rolling with the Steelers this week.
So for my parlay didn't win last week, won the week before, but this week, this is going to be a winner. I'm telling you guys, minus 5.5, Bucks, Vikings minus 4, Washington minus 3, 10 to win 59. Come on, guys, let's make some money this weekend.
And we're just consistently giving out some 6-1 odd bets. I mean, you guys got to take these. I mean, when they hit, we're over here celebrating and having a party. So be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Action Talk Bets. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe below. And let's get rich.